Julia's coming, guys. Sorry.
No.
Steven, can you disable us and rejoin this meeting?
Why disable?
Because they can't see us for some reason. And Josh says we have to and rejoin.
What are you on, Teams?
Yeah.
Are you doing the yoga for Marilyn, Mark?
Well, I'm doing the live streaming thing, yeah.
Like
Like
to read.
you?
Just one class. I think it's Tuesday. I think I'm doing it.
Just on Wednesday, eh?
Or Wednesday, yeah. I think Wednesday.
Because I'm going to sign up.
Okay.
Yeah. Just for the 4 weeks, I think. I'm not sure yet. Well, I am going to sign up, so something to do.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, there's the cat. What's
I
the
know.
cat's name?
He's frisky today.
Oh, look at him.
I know. He just jumped up. There's like a bench, so he jumps up to look outside.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
Aaron, now you can see the
Hi,
camera.
guys.
Hi.
there you go.
There you go.
Hi,
Thanks,
Ben.
Julia.
Hi, Davina.
Hi. Oh, I need one of those.
Is Jill joining us? She's there.
Yeah, Jill's there.
Jill's
Okay.
already there.
Okay, we're ready.
Yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah,
Okay, sorry guys.
we're ready.
All right. So we're gonna do some big ones today. So we're gonna do lots of hips and quads and all those fun things. So you guys have a strap or a belt ready?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, let's start this evening's class in Shavasana. So start laying down on our backs. And take a deep inhale through your nose. And exhale it all out. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And exhale it all out. With every inhale and exhale, allowing your body to begin to settle. Your mind to begin to rest. Taking this opportunity to let the day slow down. Taking this time to check in with yourself this evening. Notice how you're feeling, how your body's feeling. Taking a few moments to scan from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Notice if anything's a little bit tense or maybe a little bit sore. And sending your breath to those areas, allowing your breath to bring relief to anything that might be sore. Ease anything that might be tense. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Taking note of any thoughts that might be arising. acknowledging them, and letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to your inhales and your exhales. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Take a few moments here to set an intention for the practice this evening. Something you wish to receive from your practice. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently moving your toes. Slowly waking up your body. Drawing your attention back to the room. Then on the next inhale, slowly draw those knees into your chest. Giving them a gentle squeeze. Then gently rocking a little bit side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Maybe circling your knees in one direction. Then circling your knees in the opposite direction. Then opening your arms up into a T and gently letting your knees fall over to the right side, coming into a twist. Keeping that left shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Adjusting your knees, whether you draw them closer to your chest or you soften that knee bend. Maybe you slide a block or a pillow under the knees to add a little bit more cushion. Breathing into any sensations. Letting your body find rest. We'll take a few more breaths here. Allowing your body to settle a little bit more with every exhale. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to draw those knees back up to center. Then gently letting your knees fall to the left side. Keeping your right shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Adjusting your knees, whether you draw them closer to your chest or you soften that knee bend. Maybe you slide a cushion underneath those knees to add a little bit of support. Letting your body find rest. Breathing into any sensations. Letting your breath soften those areas. Take a few more breaths here. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly draw those knees back up to center. Then again, giving them a nice gentle squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Then open up to happy baby. Grab the outside of those feet. Open those knees nice and wide. Gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. Then drawing those knees back into your chest and letting them sway from the left to the right. Gently letting your knees fall to the left side or to the right side, coming to fetal position for a couple breaths. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale it all out. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to press your way up, making your way into tabletop position. And coming into our first posture of the day, we're going to come into melted heart. So keeping those hips on top of those knees, gently walking those hands out. Drawing your chest to the mat, maybe your chin rests on the mat. Stretching out those shoulders, the upper back. This is a little bit too intense. You can always bend those elbows, which will soften the intensity on the shoulders. But breathing into any sensations. Allowing those shoulders to soften. And take a few moments here to notice if your mind has wandered or drifted off, which it might. Just drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to the sensations. Allowing your breath to soften any sensation that you might be feeling in your shoulders or your upper back. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, can you walk your fingertips out a little bit further, challenging your edge. Maybe allowing that chest to draw closer to the mat. Or maybe it's a little bit too intense and you need to walk those hands up and soften. Honoring your body this evening. Take one more inhale here. Exhale it all out. Then slowly begin to walk your hands out of this posture. And then pushing back into child's pose. So pressing those hips back, rounding the spine, tucking your chin. Bending those elbows, or whether you draw your hands together at your feet. Noticing how your body feels as it releases out of that posture. How do your shoulders feel? Can you soften your neck? Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly come back to tabletop. Walking your hands out and then lowering all the way down onto your stomach. And we'll make our way into Sphinx pose. So draw those elbows underneath your shoulders. Releasing tension from your legs. Drawing your attention to your low spine. Can you soften those shoulders? Breathing into your low spine. Letting your body find rest. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale it all out. And then feel free to stay in Sphinx pose, or maybe you come into seal. So walking those hands out, pressing into the palms of the hands, straightening those elbows. Drawing the shoulders back and away from your ears. Keeping your breath nice and deep, nice deep inhales. And exhales. Breathing into any sensations. Letting your breath soften those areas. We'll take a few more breaths here. Option maybe to walk your hands in a little bit closer, to lift up a little bit higher. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then slowly begin to lower down. Drawing your hands together. And then letting your forehead rest on the top of your hands. Letting your spine settle. Letting your shoulders soften. And notice how your body feels as it releases out of this posture. Letting your body find rest. So from here, we're gonna move into our shoulder stretch. So you're gonna outstretch that left hand and make sure it's in line with your shoulder. And then you're gonna roll onto that left hip. And then stacking that foot in front of that left leg. And then you can always breathe in and press into that right hand, stretching that shoulder a little bit more. Letting that shoulder settle. Take a few more breaths here. Maybe on the next exhale, you press into that right hand a little bit more, stretching that shoulder. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to release out of this posture, rolling back onto your stomach. Then stretching out that right arm and align with that shoulder. And then coming onto that right hip. Crossing that left foot over the right as it kickstands. Then again, pressing into that left hand. Letting that right shoulder settle. Noticing how this side feels different than the other side. Do you need to be a little bit more gentle? Can you challenge your edge on this side a little bit more? Take a few more breaths here. Maybe on the next exhale, you press into that left hand a little bit. Stretching out that right shoulder a little bit more. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to roll down onto your stomach, releasing out of this posture. And then drawing both hands underneath your shoulders, push up to tabletop. And then we'll just push back to child's pose just for a couple breaths. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then coming back to tabletop position, we're gonna set up for dragon, everyone's favorite. So taking that left hand, that left foot forward, releasing those right toes. And you can keep that left foot underneath the knee, underneath your shoulder, or maybe you walk that left foot out to the edge of the mat. And then you can always allow that left hip to open up. And then slowly maybe lowering down onto your forearms. If you have a block, always feel free to use a block to allow that body to settle. But breathing into that left hip. We're here for 2 minutes tonight, so just allowing that left hip to settle. Maybe you feel a little bit in that right hip as well, and that right quad, the front of the leg. Keeping your breath nice and deep. Sending your breath to any sensations that you might be feeling. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, maybe you walk a little bit further down. Maybe you take a moment to release out of the posture and then gently coming back into it. And maybe you can go a little bit deeper. We're almost there. A few more breaths. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to come onto the palms of those hands. If your knee was open, coming back onto the ball of that foot, and then gently sliding that left leg back. And then we'll release down onto our stomach, just coming into a few moments of a rebound posture, just allowing that left hip to settle, drawing your hands together and letting your forehead rest on the top of the hands. And notice how that left hip feels as you release out. What are the sensations that you're feeling? Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then draw those hands underneath your shoulders, push back up to tabletop. And let's set up for our right side. So sliding that right foot forward, releasing those toes. Again, maybe you walk that right foot out to the edge of the mat. Maybe you open up that hip. Then from here, coming on to maybe your forearms, or maybe you just walk your hands out a little bit, just allowing that right hip to settle. Breathing into any sensations. Allowing your breath to soften those areas. And take a few moments here to notice how this side feels different than the other. Is this a little bit more tight? Is it a little bit more flexible? Do you feel a little bit more maybe in that left hip, the front of that left leg? Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, maybe you walk your hands out a little bit further. Or maybe you come back onto the palms of those hands and release out just for a moment. And then let that hip open back up. And maybe you come down a little bit further. Allowing that body to settle. Almost there. Take one more inhale. Exhale it all out. Then slowly coming back onto the palms of those hands. If you have your knee open, coming back onto the ball of that foot, then gently sliding that right leg back. Again, coming back onto our stomachs, coming into a rebound posture. Drawing those hands together and letting your forehead rest on the top of those hands. And notice how this right side feels as it releases out of the posture. Allowing that hip to settle. Take one more inhale here. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, draw those hands underneath your shoulders, push back up to tabletop. And then we're gonna make our way into half saddle today. So we're just gonna do half saddle. So having that left leg in front of you and opening up that right side. Bending that knee. And then from here again, if it's a little bit too intense on that knee, always slide a block underneath your hips. And then maybe you walk your hands back. So again, your target area is that right quad, the front of that right leg. And again, notice maybe you walk back onto your forearms. But breathing into the front of that right leg. Keeping your breath nice and deep, nice deep inhales and exhales. Allowing your breath to soften any sensations. Allowing that right quad to release. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, maybe you challenge your edge and walk those hands out a little bit further. Taking a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly begin to release out of this posture. Then gently releasing that right leg. Giving it a bit of a shake. Then drawing the soles of the feet onto the mats. And then just windshield vibring those legs. So opening the knees to the right. Then to the left. One more time to the right. One more time to the left. Then straightening that right leg and bending that left knee. Always adding a block if it's a little bit too intense on that knee. And then walking your hands back. So breathing into the front of that left leg. Notice how this side feels different than the other. And try to adjust that foot sometimes to make it feel a bit more comfortable. Keeping your breath nice and deep. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Allowing your breath to soften any sensations. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, maybe walk your hands a little bit further, challenging that edge. Allowing that top of that left leg to settle a little bit more. We have a few more breaths here. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. 2 more breaths. A nice deep inhale. And exhale. 1 more inhale. Exhale it all out. Then slowly releasing out of this posture. Releasing that left leg. Giving it a bit of a shake. Then drawing the soles of the feet back onto the mat. And then gently letting your knees fall to the right side. Over to the left side. 1 more time to the right side. 1 more time to the left side. So from here we have 1 more big one. So let's move into frog. We did that last week. So again, you could always roll your mat up to add some cushion. And from here, you want to try to open up those knees as wide as you can. And trying to keep the heels flexed, keep your feet flexed and your heels in line with your knees if possible. It might not happen. They might be a little bit in or a little bit out. But from here, we're going to come on to our forearms. And we'll take an inhale here. And then exhale, send those hips back. Breathing into those hips. Allowing that body to settle. And keeping your breath nice and deep. And notice maybe how the left side feels and how the right side feels. Are they even? Is one side maybe a little bit more tight or has a little bit more sensation? Sending your breath to those areas. Letting your body find rest and a little bit of discomfort. On the next inhale, slowly just draw those hips forward, release out just for a moment. Then take an inhale here. And then exhale, send those hips back. Take a few more breaths here. Allowing those hips to settle a little bit more. Take 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. Then slowly begin to rock those hips forward. And coming on to the palms of those hands. And then gently walking those knees in nice and slow. And then when you arrive, push back to child's pose. Just notice how those hips feel. Take a few more breaths here. Then on the next inhale, slowly walk those hands up. Kicking your feet to one side or another. Coming into a seated position. And then lowering down all the way onto your backs. And making sure that your strap is handy and your block is handy. Or your cushion. So let's straighten that left leg out. And then draw that right knee into your chest. And take the strap and wrap it around the ball of that right foot, straightening that right leg. Then from here, take an inhale. And then exhale, begin to draw the toes to the back of the room. Keeping your left heel pressed into the mat. Take an inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer to the back of the room? Trying to keep your shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Take a few more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, can you draw those toes to the back of the room? 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Take 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. Then on the next inhale, bring the strap into that right hand or your belt. And then gently begin to open up that right leg. Again, keeping that left heel pressed into the mat. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, begin to draw the toes to the back of the room. Take an inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer to the back of the room? A few more breaths here. Exhale, draw those toes to the back of the room. Trying to keep your left shoulder blade pressed into the mat. 2 more breaths, nice deep inhale. And exhale. Take 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to draw that right leg back up to center. And then switching the strap to that left hand, opening that right hand into a T, and then letting that right leg drop down to the left side. Take an inhale here. Exhale, draw those toes to the back of the room. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer to the back wall? A few more breaths here. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer? Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Take 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to draw that right leg back up. Bringing the strap back to both hands. Take an inhale here. Exhale, you draw those toes a little bit closer to the back of the room. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then slowly release the strap, lowering that right leg down. Giving it a bit of a shake. Then draw that left knee into your chest and bring that strap around that left leg. Straightening that left leg up. Then take an inhale here. And exhale, draw those toes to the back of the room. Take an inhale here. Exhale, draw those toes a little bit closer to the back of the room. Inhale. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer to the back of the room? Take a nice deep inhale. And a nice deep exhale. Last one here, inhale. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer to the back of the room? Then on the next inhale, draw that strap to that left hand. And then slowly lower that left leg open. Keeping that right heel pressed into the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, can you draw those left toes to the back of the room? Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer to the back of the room? Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, draw those toes a little bit closer. Take a nice inhale. And exhale. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer to the back of the room? Then on the next inhale, slowly draw that left leg up. Bring the strap into that right hand, opening that left arm into a T, and then gently letting the left leg fall to the right side. Keeping your left shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Take an inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes to the back of the room? Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, can you draw those toes to the back of the room? Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, can you draw those toes a little bit closer to the back of the room? Take a nice inhale. And an exhale. One more inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes to the back of the room? Then on the next inhale, slowly drawing that left leg back up. Bringing the strap back to both hands. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, can you draw those toes to the back of the room? Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then on the next inhale, slowly release the strap, lowering that left leg down, giving those both legs a bit of a shake. Then from here, slowly draw those knees into your chest, giving them a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circling your knees in one direction. Circling your knees in the opposite direction. Then from here, grabbing your block or your towel or cushion, and we're going to come into waterfall, so drawing those feet up to the ceiling, shifting those hips up, sliding that block underneath your glutes, finding that sweet spot. Again, you could allow those knees to have a slight bend and allow the palms to face up. Softening your shoulders, softening your neck. And allowing your breath to soften. Take a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, gently shifting those hips up, removing that block or cushion. Slowly drawing the knees into your chest. And then open up to happy baby. Grab the outside of those feet, open those knees nice and wide. Gently rocking a little bit forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. Then take a deep inhale together. And exhale, open up to Shavasana. So legs as wide as the mat. Palms to face up. Letting your body melt into the mat. Taking this opportunity to let go. Letting your body find rest. Letting your mind find peace. Taking a few moments to scan over your body. Notice if you're carrying any tension anywhere. Allowing those areas to soften with your breath. Letting your body relax a little bit more. Taking note of any thoughts that might be arising. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Mind find a little bit more peace. And as your body finds rest this evening, letting your body reap all the benefits from your practice this evening. The goodness from all the postures. Sinking deep into your mind, into your body. On the next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently move your toes. And we'll stay in Shavasana for our breath exercise. So take a deep inhale together. Exhale it all out. Then we'll inhale for 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Letting your body return back to its normal rhythm of breath. Noticing how your body feels, how your mind feels. Then on the next inhale, slowly reach those arms up and overhead. Then grabbing one wrist and gently pulling it to one side of the room, feeling the stretch in that side body. Then release that wrist. Grab the other wrist and gently pull it to the opposite side. Then release that wrist. Reach your hands to the very back of the room and your feet to the very front. On the next inhale, take a full body stretch. Exhale, let it all go. Then on the next inhale, draw that right knee into your chest. Give it a nice big hug. And then gently add some movement back. Then release your right leg, draw in that left knee. Give it a nice big hug. Then gently adding a bit of movement back. Then draw that right knee back into your chest. Give them both a big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards, giving your spine a little bit of a massage. Maybe you circle your knees in one direction and circle your knees in the opposite direction. Then let your knees sway from the right to the left, gently letting your knees fall to the right side or to the left side. Coming into fetal position, letting your head cradle into your arm. Offering breaths of gratitude. Grateful that you showed up on your mat this evening. That you took time to connect with your breath and your body. Take a few moments to reflect on the intention you set at the beginning of practice. Take a deep inhale together and a deep exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to press your way up to a seated position. Keeping your eyes closed and drawing your hands to heart center when you arrive. Take a deep inhale together and a deep exhale. Then on the next inhale, draw a gentle smile to your face. Exhale it all out. Take a few moments to thank your body for all the hard work it did this evening. I thank you and I'm blessed by your practice. Namaste. You guys rock.
Thank you.
How's that?
Good.
Yeah,
My hip hurts.
your from which one? From what pose?
Frog.
No, not the dragon. The frog.
The frog? Yeah.
But I'm getting there. It's not too bad.
Yeah,
The dragon, it's pretty good on the dragon.
yeah.
He's got his elbow down there. And I'm like,
Nice.
yeah, and I'm like, show off.
Davina, it's not a competition.
Oh, I know, but it's just the two of us. It is. Oh,
Funny.
yeah. But she does it to me too, so. If I'm doing something really well, he tells me that too, so. Right?
Awesome.
See? Oh, anyway.
Well, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys. I'll see you on Saturday morning.
Yes, good night, guys.
Thanks. Thanks.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Bye. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
you ready to walk? Or if you're